Hi, friends. Welcome in. And I hope you guys are having a great day. Happy Memorial Weekend to everybody. I don't know what you guys got on the docket, but whatever it is, I hope you're enjoying a nice, maybe just long weekend and some R&R. Whatever you're going to do, I'm going to play with some beads. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's great to be here. I am going to do a really cool spin on a ladder bracelet, just a little bit of a spin, but we're still going to make a ladder. And this will be project one out of my Botanic Kiss sparkle bag from May. And I'm using just 3 beads and some waxed cord for this project. We're going to just do a bead and loop closure. If you did not get my Botanic Kiss sparkle bag for May, there's actually a few left, but you can also use any beads you want. I'm only using 3 beads here. And the first bead we're going to be using for the ladder is the 4mm faceted rondelles in this beautiful blush. I'm using the 6mm rounds in light green, and for my bead closure, I'm going to use this large, I think this is about a 14mm teardrop crystal. It's so beautiful, and of course you can use any bead you want for your bead closure. And some wax knotting cord I have in this beautiful seafoam green. And you can use just about any cord you want. But I wanted to mix up the blush. Now, you also, in the Botanic Kiss, we have these gorgeous cherry beads. I was almost going to do that, but I've got another spin I want to do with those. So I'm going to we're going to make just some beautiful things. We make beautiful things, friends, and we're going to do some mixing of our colors here to give it some dimension. This should be beautiful. So guys, to start out, what I did is I cut a generous about 30 inches worth of my knotting cord. Now this is waxed 0.8mm. You of course can use any knotting cord you have that will fit through your beads. And to get started, what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and feed this crystal down and find my center. So I'll marry up my ends. And here's the spin I'm going to put on this, guys. We're going to start this with a square knot, a couple of square knots. Now, here's the cool thing. You can make your bead closure this direction, or you can certainly do it that direction. It's really your preference. I'm going to go this way. And I'm going to pull you guys in and show you this cool spin I'm going to put on this. And I'll show you how to get going. And then I'll fast forward through and we'll finish it off together. So again, I'm going to marry up my ends best I can here, find my center. And what I'm going to do is probably just 3 square knots here. So we're going to lay this one over, push this one through. Now these first 2 are going to want to be a little fuss muffins, but just as soon as we've got a couple in here, we're going to be good. So there is 2. And now what I'm going to do is kind of really try my best to get that as best as I can in the center of my bead, my knot. And it does not have to be perfect. I want this to be very flowy and organic, but just tight nevertheless. So there's that. And now I'm going to go ahead and make a couple more and get that pulled in. And again, that's just decorative. And I thought that would be really cute just to kind of be at the end there. So that's what I have. And now we'll go ahead and start our ladder. So if you're not familiar with the ladder, let me pull you up a little bit. What we do is we're going to be working with both of our cords, and we're going to go back and forth. You can do as many beads on the outside, which is your ladder, outside ladder, right, as you want. The more beads that you put on the outside, the more skin that shows through. And the wider your ladder is, the less beads, the opposite, right? So this is just a design preference. You can really do whatever you want. I'm going to do 3 and 3. So I've got 3 of those 4mm on one of my cords, and then on the other side, I'm going to put 3. And this is how we start our ladder out. Now, if you didn't want to do that square knot at the beginning there, just tie a couple of regular overhand knots to secure that bead in place. Can do that too. There's 2, and then we'll put 3. So that's how we start our ladder. We're going to do this throughout the entire pattern. So I've got 3. Like I said, if you wanted to put just 2 or 4 or 5, it's completely up to you. Now what we're going to do, guys, is we'll take our center bead for the ladder, and we're going to put that bead through one of the cords, going from left to right, or excuse me, from right to left. And then we're going to pick up the cord on the other side, and we're going to go from left to right, also through the center of that bead, so that our tails, whoops, come out opposite ends. Okay, so that's what you have. Okay, you've got your beads coming out either end there. And I'm going to hold my ends and go ahead and pull that bead down. And that's what you wind up with. We're going to just continue this throughout the whole pattern to my desired size. And that's going to be different for everybody. Let me get my scissors. I'm going to flush cut that there on the end on an angle. And so again, I'm going to do 3 4mm on each side of my cords here. We could do 2, like I said, make it your own. Do as many as you want. This blush and green, guys, this is a vibe. So there's 3 down one cord. I'll grab my other cord, and I'm going to put 3 down. And after this next run, I will keep going. I'll fast forward, so it'll only be a minute for you guys. And you don't have to sit and watch. But I want to make sure you get it if you're new to my channel or new to this style bracelet. So I've got 3 on each cord, right? I now have my center bead. I'm going to put my cord through, going from right to left. And I'm going to grab the other cord, put it through the center of my bead, go in the opposite direction, from left to right. So, but basically, we have a tail coming out either side. And the reason, by the way, I grab my cords on the end and pull the bead instead of just going like this is so that I stay pretty flush, so I make sure I have enough cord. You don't have to do it that way, this way when you're working with beading wire. So if you wanted to do this same thing, you can use any cording or any wire. You could just pull it instead of having to hold the ends. And so that's what I've got. So it's starting to already take shape. And I will go ahead and continue this down until I probably get to around 6.5, 6 3/4 inches, something like that. And get to where I am just about at my end, and then I will come back and we'll finish this off. Here's where I'm at. With my bead, which will be my closure, I'm at just about 6 inches, just a hair underneath. So I'm at my last run. And so here's what I've got. It's just sensational. Oh, I cannot. And guys, it's just so, this is so flowy and summery. Back with just the comfort jewelry. Instant gratification is what it is. So here's what I did, guys. In order to determine when I'm done, because everybody's wrist size will be different. Now, if you end up doing 4 of your square knots there, okay, that's what I did. I'm gonna end it the same, right? So I wanted to take that into consideration. And so I'm looking right here and realizing that by the time I do about 5 square knots, that's pretty much it. And also, I'm going to have a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit of that beautiful cording showing through, in addition to the fact that it's obviously showing through here at the square knots. So there's a couple of things that you can do. You can end this, with, if you don't want to do the square knots, you can end it right here, but you will finish it with 3 of your 4mm on either side, and then we will put our cords together and do 2 overhand knots here, and then we'll do our adjustment for the loop for your bead closure. So you can do that, or you can end it with the square knots like I am going to do. So in order to end that with the square knots and putting that right there like that, I'm feeling like maybe I need to pull that last green bead off. I think so. I think it might be a little too much, because I do want to have, some of the square knots, and then by the time I make the bead and loop closure loop section for my bead, that should be good. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm pull you down to finish it off. So you've got plenty of options. Plenty of options. So pretty, though. Oh. Okay, so what I'll do is I am going to go ahead and, again, I finished it with my 3 4mm on either side. So I'll go ahead, and you can make a regular overhand knot right there if you want to, but my square knots will tighten this up just fine. So there's 1, and I'll finish that knot off. Just completely gelled. Forgot how to do my knot. Here we go. There's 2. There's 3. And then we will do our last one here. And there's our 4th knot. Pull that snug there. So I'll do 2 overhand knots right there. Just a fun, really fun, summer fun, right? Summer fun way to put a little spin on these beautiful ladder bracelets. Oh, I could just make these forever. And now I will do my loop, and I think it needs to be about right there. So I'll just do 2 more overhand knots and just make sure that that can go through my cording. I think that's good. Just want it to go through comfortably. I think that's good. And now I'm going to finish with several overhand knots here, probably, oh gosh, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 here, guys. And just put my tweezers right above that last knot. I'm going to pull that knot up, push that down into place. So that's all nice and secure. So that's what I have at my end there. And then, you know, of course, we can absolutely do some dangles, which I think I will do. Let me do a knot about right there. About right there. Just to act kind of as a stopper. And then I'm going to put a couple of these. So cute. I love this blush mix. And I barely have enough to make a knot, but I'm going to get that through. And that's how it's done. Oh my God, you guys. That is how it's done. Making beautiful things, even when we don't think we have enough product to work with, we figure it out. I'm forcing it. And I wished it into reality. That smidge of cord. Enough just for the end of my dangles. And of course you can fringe that or do whatever you want. I'm going to cut those pretty close. And there we go. And that's what we have. Pull you down. That's what we made. Super cute spin on a ladder. Isn't that adorable, you guys? I cannot. I just love it. It's so light and flowy. And we'll see if my bead closure works here. I'm pretty sure we're going to be good. Even with that crystal. Just fine. Just got to spread it out. It's just perfect. Just perfect, you guys. My little dang, oh my gosh, I cannot. That looks so cute. That, you know, I don't have anything like this. Isn't that different? I made my dangles a little long, but that's okay. I'm not mad at them. And that's what we have. I hope you guys enjoyed our project 1 out of that beautiful Botanic Kiss sparkle bag. And until the next one, my friends, be well.